Hello my friends, this is Wolfgang with Tools for Ascension, and this time I will be sharing so-called mystical experiences. This is the stuff that normally is only shared among God brothers or in intimate circles, but these times pressing. A lot of rules have been broken regarding teaching the public, and so my inner guidance has been bugging me a long time to share these things that I have told very few people before. So you will be hearing a lot of far-out stuff. It's not ghost stories. I think it's way beyond that. And please don't judge. Use me as a truth meter, as a sounding board, so to say. I think personally that listening to stories like this will raise the vibration. It will expand your awareness. And probably things like this have happened to you too, but you may not have seen the significance or just pushed it out of your subconscious, out of your conscious into your subconscious. And so I think if you're attracted to this, there will be some information that will be very useful for you. So enjoy. This experience I will be talking about taught me a lot about Chi and how to use Chi and the effect of Chi. And maybe also of having some higher intelligence step into your body and teaching you for good. After all, I was initiated into Siddha Yoga. And in Siddha Yoga it is expected that sometimes the Siddhas, which are perfected beings, step into you and show you and purify you, what they call Kriyas. So what happened to me in Sri Lanka, at a house that I had, or that we had rented, where we were living like with 4 or 5 German tourists, having a good time. So this is where I had a great mystical experience that changed my life forever. I was looking at the beach, and suddenly I started breathing, or my body started breathing, and I just followed along. And the breath was what I consider in retrospect, and even at that moment, like a perfect breath. And actually in synchronization with that breath, there was a ball of loving light that I could mainly feel, but then also when I closed my eyes I could see it. That was traveling up my spine to the top of my head, and then down in front of me to the bottom of my spine, and then back up at the back of the spine. Now this movement of this beautiful ball of loving light was connected with this breath, and I would say the breath had, in a way, the shape of an egg, right? So when the ball of light was at the bottom of my spine, I started inhaling kind of from a 0 point. The ball raised as I brought the air in, and then my inhale would peter out, and that was when the ball of light reached the top of my head. And then I started gradually the exhale, and the ball of light traveled down in front of me to the bottom, where it just petered out to a nothing, and then came back, and just kept going like this. And it was about, I would say, like Tai Chi speed. The speed with which you see Tai Chi artists perform is to me the way the chi travels. Of course, on the other hand, chi can be transferred, to any place on this world instantly too. I noticed this on YouTube, where I was working with a client and just sending some love, and it was there instantly. So it didn't have to travel from here to London. Anyhow, so this ball of life and this perfect breath, and another one about the perfection of this breath was I exhaled all the way, so till nothing could go out anymore, and then on my inhale, I inhaled all the way, so nothing could come in anymore. So I went through the full extremes in my breathing. It was a wonderful, powerful experience. And I could do this again and again. And I wanted to know somehow if other people could feel that too. So there was this young lady, she was sleeping there on the bed, and I laid beside her, just on my back. And I turned this, actually later on I found out it's called the Microcosmic orbit in Chi Gong, as taught by Mantak Chia. At that time I had no idea about Chi Gong and Microcosmic orbit. But I turned the Microcosmic orbit on, that loving ball was flowing around, and this young lady rolled around and embraced me. And I did not do anything, I just did not move. Then I turned this thing off, and she rolled back into her normal sleeping position. Then I turned the Microcosmic orbit on. She rolled back, embraced me. I turned it off, she rolled back. I turned it on again, and she rolled, embraced me. I turned it off, she rolled back, and then I left. And the next day, she was madly in love with me. So, of course, that was not the intended purpose, but it showed the effect that this energy had, at least on the subconscious. Aware nowadays that animals can feel that. As like they can feel fear, it's not necessary that a dog smells fear, he can feel. We give off fear vibration, he can feel the vibes, most animals can feel the vibes. It's just a form of awareness that humans have forgotten about. So I was shown a perfect breath work, a perfect concentration of love, and of course the whole idea of microcosmic orbit, Chi Gong, and the effect on people. So another time I was doing the normal Hatha yoga set, the traditional shoulder stand, where you tweak the spine in all directions, sideways, just the basic postures. And suddenly it was as if, I could let go, and I just went into pose, and I could relax, and I was shown my body was taking the perfect pose. It was balancing. It was, the body showed me how to stack the body, how to relax the muscles, how to just let go of the tension that was there. And, I went through the whole series, the whole system I did, and every time it was shown how to do it. That has been my best Hatha yoga teacher ever, this session. And probably traditionally, this would have been explained as your inner guru? Well, it could have been my high self. It could also have been my parallel self. I have been a yogi in many past lives. It could have been another yogi. At that time I did not know, but it was very helpful and I appreciate the help. So sometimes when we are kind of shown good things through our body, when we go on some kind of automatic and look at us, where does this come from? It is most likely our higher guidance that is taken over. And it should be appreciated and embraced and observed and maybe learned from. Of course, if you're afraid, you should invoke like protection, like Archangel Michael. But do not go into fear, because then your vibration will go down and you will lose the experience. I hope this was useful and helpful to you. Namaste.